Alright, what's going on? So I was recently posting some videos on Twitter, and JB asked me to post a video on supers. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of cover how you can buffer supers and how they work with the other stuff that I explained, which is just kind of the buffering system. So there's something in this game where you can kind of do the motion for the super, and then during the super flash, you can hold the punches or kicks, whatever your super takes, and it'll basically carry over that initial half circle or whatever the input is for your super. While the super flash is happening. So normally that would eat your inputs, or the super in like Nemesis's case hits way too fast to where you wouldn't be able to do that. Since basically the way inputs work in most games, it would take, let's say, at least 3 frames for me to do down, down, back, and then back. And then I would have to hit the punches. So even if I hit the punches and back in the same frame, it's minimum 3 frames to be able to activate the super. So because Nemesis has a super that hits in like 1 or 2 frames, you don't have the time to do that. So most people aren't able to consistently reversal super that because it's basically not possible. But the way to kind of counteract that is with the buffering system. So if I can do it, it's a little hard, but I'll try to show it here on video. And I missed it there. There it is. So yeah, it's not something that's super easy. It does take a little bit of practice, but that's just an example. So basically what I'm doing is I'm knocking him down. I'm doing the quarter circle input, or rather I'm doing the heavy kick into the quarter circle input. And then as soon as he does the punch super flash, I just start holding 2 punches and it'll do the super as soon as possible. So you're just buffering it. So here, we'll try it one time. Missed it there. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, again, if you look at the inputs, you'll see that I'm not doing this immediately because it'll just get super. I mean, you can do that. Oh, sorry. Like if you do them at the same time. I'm trying to get it to be at the same time. There you go. So you can do it like that, and it'll still probably win. But that's not something you want to do, because if they don't do the super, you're just going to waste a bar for no reason. So the reason why you do the buffer is I do this, and then I buffer quarter circle back. Once I see that this hit or blocked, I can just go into super and then tag. If it doesn't hit, or if he gets the super flash, then I'll get this instead. So it's like an option select with buffering. It's hard. It's not something super consistent. Well, it is super consistent if you practice it, but it's not something you can kind of just on the fly do. You do have to practice it. Zero can do it as well with down, down. So you normally want to use moves that have a lot of hit stun. So like, for example, doing it with just a jab is a lot harder, because if the jab hits, you won't really be able to react to it. As compared to something like this, if this hits, I can be like, oh, okay, Power Stone, see how much time I have. So with Zero, for example, you can just do standing heavy or forward heavy, a move that like lags a lot on hit. So that way you can just kind of confirm it into whatever you want to do. So one more time, I'll just show you if I can get it. Oops, I don't know why I pushed tag instead of my playback button. Let's try it one more time. I missed it. Oh. I should get it this time. There you go. Yeah, so that's just something to practice. I normally don't practice this too much with Winter Soldier, that's why I kind of suck at it, because I just personally do this move, and it just beats it no matter what, and I don't have to worry about the buffer. But that is one way to do it. The other thing is for slower supers. For slower supers, that's not necessary. So for example, Winter Soldier has a slower super. So you can do the buffer against him as well. But for the most part, you don't have to. Like you can see, I'm not pushing anything. Like I'm not pushing anything before the super flash. And then... Here's something for you. There you go. You can just kind of, that one, because it takes longer to actually hit you, you can just do your super input, and if you time it properly, you'll just get your super every time. I'm just used to the online timing because I haven't played offline in a while, but you can consistently do that. So for slower supers in the game, for example, Winter Soldier, Gamora have 2 of the supers that you can on reaction off the top of my head that are invulnerable that you can react to like that. The ones that are faster are Nova's is fairly fast. Nemesis has a fairly fast one. Zero's. And the problem with Zero's isn't necessarily that it's fast, it's just it goes really high up, so you can't really do that. Like if I do this and he does the Tornado Super, he's too high up for me to hit him, and then I'll just get hit. So yeah, you just kind of have to practice around with them, but that's what you'll normally want to do.